Are you kidding me? The guy asked for something spooky.
Is it a gun that sucks balls?
I'm the farting demon in this relationship.
I'd be an awesome rich person.
You're both just an embarrassment.
God, I'm awesome.
We're talking Tom Hanks and his vehicle.
Yeah, I had my finger in my mouth waiting for you to finish.
You gotta get 4 balls or something.
Like dick piercings?
No, you know damn well I'm fucking that demon.
Still sexy. How could that be close and not be
Yeah,
right?
just kill some random dude.
His wishes.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail, the necessary appropriate backlash. On one side of the table, we have Chump Slap.
I'm pretty sure I could struggle my way out. First, I'll reach in and pull my legs out. Now I'll pull my arms out with my face.
On the other side of the table, we have Dr. Syintist.
What isn't clear is why people always say goes without saying, yet still feel compelled to say the thing that was supposed to go without saying. Doesn't that bother you?
My name is Poppascotch, and as I always say, don't point that gun at him. He's an unpaid intern. Welcome to Plotty Time. So, as always, we're going to start with, actually, no, we're going to start a little bit different. Because I'm going to tell people to go to the merch store, plottytime.com, and buy stuff.
Ooh, switching it up.
You're doing this episode backwards.
That's all I had. That's all. And anyway, now we'll start. No, it's wanted to get out there, tell people to go to the subreddit and vote on the Bentley poll, which is still up. That's still there. Like and subscribe on there. Go to the subreddit, talk to us, ask us questions for the Q&A episode.
Give us ideas for the skits to do in season 5.
Yeah, there we go. This is our last episode-centric episode, right?
Game-centric.
This is our last
normal episode of the year.
Jesus. Let's just, okay. This is our last
Season finale.
video game narrative-centric. It's our season finale. Next week, we're going to talk about our 5 favorite games we played this year, and then after that, we're going to do the end-of-the-year rundowns. So now, with that being said so eloquently, Dr. Syintist, what have you been playing, watching, doing? What's going on with you?
Well, I'm still watching parts of RPG Limit Break. I started a show on Netflix called 1899.
1899.
It's about
Sounds really familiar.
It's about people on a ship, and they come across another ghost ship, and weird stuff starts happening. I don't know if I like it. I fell asleep. I'm gonna have to watch it again. But it was
a movie, a show?
Seemed okay. It's a show. I saw like the first 2.5 episodes before I fell asleep, and I think I woke up somewhere in between the 3rd and 4th.
And what time period are we talking about?
Late 1800s, early 1900s.
Okay, all right, interesting.
I don't know. I'll have to look and see if it keeps my interest. But that's all I really did. What else did I watch? I watched a great movie. I think it was on Netflix called Troll.
Oh,
the new one?
I've seen
Yeah, the
it.
new one.
Oh,
I didn't see it, but I'm aware it exists. It's good stuff.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
cool.
What's the rundown? I don't even know what it's about.
Basically a troll comes to life and they try and hunt it down.
Okay, good enough.
Yeah,
Sold.
it's like a big rocky thing, and
It's like a mountain.
yeah,
Oh wow.
All right.
yeah, and kind of like, oh, this is they used to exist, and then blah, blah, blah. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it.
So it's nothing like the original movie Troll.
Which original movie Troll?
The one with the troll that lives in an apartment building with the family that moves in. And,
Isn't that Leprechaun?
no.
Oh,
I think it's both. No, I remember seeing the first Troll way back when it was like a sleepover movie, and we were like, "Ooh, man, this is gonna be so scary." And we were like, "This is the dumbest fucking thing I think I've ever
did
seen
you
in my life."
rent it from Vacation Video?
Of course.
It might have been from Uptown Video back then. I don't know.
Ooh,
Fancy.
Things were different.
local talk.
What was the one in the middle between the two?
Uptown, Vacation.
There was Terry's.
Well, there's Tarek's Music Explosion, but wasn't that Vacation Video too? Was that
Yeah.
the same thing?
Yeah.
We did have a 48 hours for a while.
Yeah.
That's right. There was that, like across the street from it.
Yeah, but Uptown became something else. I don't remember what it was.
I don't know.
There was Uptown Video, and there was one right by the haunted house. You
Yeah.
remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Terry's. That was the original Terry's.
Oh yeah, that's right. Before it moved.
No, the one on the other side of the haunted house.
Oh.
Where the insurance place is.
Oh. I don't even know. Fuck, man.
Riveting talk.
Yeah. Wow, this is
is-
good stuff.
Local. Speaking of, did you guys try that fucking hard Zimmerman's iced tea?
Yeah, that's nasty as fuck.
It is so gross. It is so gross.
I can't believe you drank a whole one.
I didn't feel good about it. I'll tell you that.
I had 2 sips, and I was like, I'm good.
No, I went over for a game night, and it was given to me as a gift, and I started drinking it. I'm like, this is fucking disgusting. And I'm like,
It wasn't a gift.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta finish it now. This is my pride on the line. It tasted like lemon flavored Colt 45.
Yeah, that's
Real
a good.
but not like Not like food lemon, like
Artificial
Lysol lemon.
Yeah.
Like a Lysol.
Oh, yeah.
It was so gross. And I drank the whole thing.
And I drank the whole thing.
Can't believe
Like
it.
Homer with the fucking sandwich.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I also watched the latest Murderville entry called "Who Killed Santa Claus."
Oh, yeah, if they have a special one.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it has Jason Bateman and Maya Rudolph. It was funny, but it wasn't as good as the show was because
Okay.
they were like they didn't really care about solving the crime. Jason Bateman and Maya Rudolph.
They
kinda just-
weren't playing the game.
Yeah, it was like when you saw the show, they were like actually trying to figure it out and stuff. But
Yeah.
it seems like they were just dicking around. And it was pretty funny because he called him Master Bateman at one time.
That's a good one.
The hot sauce with Conan was the best. We just kept dumping it on Conan O'Brien. Yeah. Kept eating it.
I like the one with the lady from Schitt's Creek, and she made him have the pancake stand or whatever, flapjacks.
Oh, yeah. Annie Murphy. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, Annie Murphy. I named it after your mom. Flapjack orgasms or whatever it was. Your mom's two favorite things.
Yeah, good stuff.
But yeah, I mean, it's still funny, but it was, I want a season 2. What did I play? Well, I finished up Yoku's Island Express, which you may remember was the platforming pinball game I talked about.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, obviously.
It was fun. And I played this other game called Valtherian Arc. It's about,
Classic.
yeah. You're like in charge of this school that trains heroes to go out and do work for the realm. So you got to get like teachers, and you have these students go through your school and run quests and stuff. It was all right. I mean, it's something to kill time.
Okay.
But you wouldn't recommend it.
Probably not, unless you have nothing else to play.
Fair enough.
I mean, I still have 39 other games to play, but
That's because you're a freak.
I'm just a bargain shopper.
Well, that too.
All right, Poppascotch, tell us what you did.
Well, thanks for asking. I played a couple games. I'll talk about the shorter one first, but I started playing The Quarry.
Oh, yeah?
Quarry. I've heard good things.
I
think.
convinced the wife to play with me, and by that, it means that she just makes all the decisions,
Oh.
and I do all the QuickTime events and search around and stuff.
Is that like a Until Dawn Man of Medan thing?
Yeah, it's like a sequel to... It's not a sequel, but it's from the same people that did Until Dawn.
Right.
And it's 6 camp counselors. Basically, the short story is they are closing up for the season. They're about to basically take off. Like, the van is loaded. They're ready to go home. And one of the kids, like, sabotages the van so, like, he can try to score with this chick on the last night.
So,
And then main camp counselor owner guy, who's played by David Arquette, is like, oh my God, you guys are fucked. Just go in the lodge. Don't do anything. Just stay in there. Don't leave. I'll be back soon. And he leaves. And everyone's like, all right, so the fire pit, you guys want to chill and have some drinks? And then people start getting murdered.
okay. So it's like a classic horror movie?
Yeah. It's kind of like Until Dawn, but I think it's less of a whodunit. Like, I think there's going to be, we got in chapter 4 out of 12. We finished chapter 4. So we're a third of the way through, and I think they're setting it up for, like, reveals and, like, misdirections and such.
Okay.
But so far, it's you know, it's neat. My wife is a fucking sicko. She's trying to kill all these kids.
Yeah, that's what you're like. Hey, I got to get this platinum.
I'm like, look, hon, we gotta make a decision: either kill everyone or save everyone. So,
Those aren't the two choices you have.
well, for the trophies, they are. So, there was one. This isn't a big spoiler, all right, but there's this one girl. This one woman who's an influencer. They get their phones back on the last day, so everyone has their cell phones. They didn't have them for the last 2 months or however long they were at this camp. She's like recording a blog, and she goes up to the treehouse is one area of the camp, but it's like a big, huge deck basically. And she's like walking through it, and she hears this big, loud noise above on this hatch, and she's like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I go for it to my certain death, or should I run away? And then my wife's like, obviously, you're gonna check out the hatch. So I'm like, I don't know, hon. It seems like they don't want us to go check out that hatch. And she's like, check out the hatch. She did it twice. I'm like, all right. And she's like, oh, and now I'm going to check out this This is the woman in game. I'm going to check out this super scary hatch. It almost died. And then she immediately gets murdered brutally.
Nice.
I think Poppascotch is going to try and manipulate his wife into doing things so he gets the trophies.
No, I mean, I think her and I aren't on the same page. I'm trying to save these kids and shoot the bad guys. And she's like, be the asshole in this one, because you can like choose if you want to be mean or nice, or there's a bunch of different prompts. You guys know how this goes.
Yeah.
But she always picks like the one that gives other people shit or starts fights or is clearly the mean one or the dumb horror movie one. She's having fun.
And you're not. I want to save kids.
And I also beat the Callisto Protocol. Finished it up.
Oh, you beat it? You platinum it? You numb it?
I played through the campaign, and then I immediately deleted it, and I am not going back.
Oh, that bad, huh?
Oh.
I've heard not good things.
Like, everyone who says it's good, or it's a good game, or it's great, or whatever, everyone comes out and says, well, if you were expecting Dead Space, then no, it's not going to be Dead Space. I'm like, well, it takes place in space and looks exactly like Dead Space. So yeah, by the guy who originally created Dead Space. So yeah, I was expecting something in that vein.
Yeah.
Like, if you were expecting Dead Space, you should have knocked down your expectations like 5 or 6 pegs.
Yeah, you have to completely forget that this whole guy's legacy, the thing we marketed this game on, you got to forget all about that, and then it's a good game.
So you're saying it's just not good?
I think if you can get it for under $20 or free on PlayStation Plus, it is worth playing. Overall, it's certainly not the worst game I've ever played, but it was definitely one of the most disappointing.
I've heard a lot of disappointings from people.
It was just disappointing. Like the combat was stupid. The guns were bad. Like, they functioned great, but for some reason, the way the guns work is you get like a heavy gun, handle, and then you get a light gun handle. And when you switch between guns, you like rip off everything but the handle, put it in your inventory, pick out the other gun, attach it on, and then you have like different pistols or whatever.
Okay.
And then you do that for the heavy gun as well, which took me way too long to figure out. They probably told me and then I forgot. But once you run out of ammo and want to switch your guns, you have to go through the whole animation of everything. And if you're in the middle of the fight, you're just going to die.
Yeah, that's silly.
So you only effectively have 2 guns at once. To dodge, all you do is strafe left or right. That's all you do. You just hold left or right.
That's not dodging.
Keep like fading to the left, then they swing, and the animation is you missing it. And then you start slowly walking the other way.
So it's just a kite simulator, like kiting around the arena the whole time.
Pretty much. And if you like see them try to attack you and you start to dodge, it's too late. You're already getting hit.
Read somewhere that there's an auto dodge option.
There might be now. I heard there was a big patch yesterday that made like the healing animation a lot faster, which they desperately needed. Because it was impossible to heal in the middle of a fight.
Right.
Because it was so slow. You had to like drop to a knee, jam the thing in your neck. Okay, so the audio team on this game fucking nailed it. The visuals in this game look great. Also, I played it on a PS5, not a PC, so I didn't run into a lot of the big problems a lot of other people did.
Yeah.
But those 2 things, visually, audio, fantastic. Story's not great. It was just kind of boring, but I can forgive that if the game's great and the game itself was not great. So we may give it a high score on the narrative, but overall,
Whenever we do it.
just skip it, man. Just wait for the remake of Dead Space to come out.
But it's not the same game.
If you were looking for a Callisto Protocol,
Yeah, don't play these Dead Space.
If you were looking for a good version of the Callisto Protocol, play this game that came out in 2008. And that's the thing, too. They're like, you don't expect Dead Space. I'm like, that game came out 14 years ago. You're damn right this game better be a game that's better than a game that's 14 years old.
Yeah, right.
Or at least as you know what?
it should score at least as high on the Plottytime charts.
Yeah, there's a certain expectation. You know what?
Yeah.
You've rented enough.
Do a whole
We'll save it.
episode.
We'll save it.
Minnesota of it.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think it might come up next episode.
Fair enough.
But what did I watch? You said I watched Bullet Train, which I rather enjoyed.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I thought it was fucking dumb and fun. I had fun with it.
It was fun in a dumb way.
It was fun in a dumb way. The action was ridiculous, but it was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. All the characters were fun. I liked all the characters. They were great.
Yeah, nice variety.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Decent story.
If you want a dumb, fun, goofy action movie, go check out Bullet Train.
Right on.
And then there was another movie I watched. I don't think I talked about it, but I watched Emily the Criminal.
Oh, I saw that. That's on Netflix, right?
Yes, it is now. Yes.
I thought about watching it. Didn't.
Never heard of it.
I thought it was really good. It's more of a serious movie, but it was Aubrey Plaza is a woman she starts trying to get a job, and they see like they did a background check and she had a felony, so she basically can't get a real job.
Okay.
So she starts doing basically this secret shopper, they call it, but it's actually a scam. and it's them like returning items for cash off of stolen credit cards. It's stolen credit cards. It's bank fraud.
Cool.
And then she gets in way too deep.
All right. Can't argue with that.
And then I watched Severance,
Oh, yeah?
the Apple TV one with Adam Scott.
Oh, okay.
It was really weird, and I don't know. It seems like one of those shows that's going to be a lot better when it's just over and you can roll through the whole thing.
Right.
Because it ends on a pretty big cliffhanger. But the idea is that these people work in such a secure environment that they get a brain chip implant that clears all their memories.
Isn't that Paycheck with Ben Affleck?
Possibly?
I don't remember.
I don't remember Paycheck with Ben Affleck. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, he worked for like a company, and you sign like a 6-month contract, and then you like 6 months they wipe your memory of whatever you did.
Kind of, but a little different because the memory wipe only happens when you're at work. So like you walk into the elevator, and then your brain turns into the work version of you with your work life, and then when you leave at the end of the day, it wipes you back into your regular life. So you're basically living two lives, and yourselves don't know anything about the other one.
Yeah, so it's like sleeping, almost.
Kind of, because the people at work are like, do I have kids? Like, I have no idea. Like, I have no idea if I have children.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I'd love to forget work.
Right?
There's some positives to it, right?
I don't think there's a negative.
I don't think about it when I'm at home.
We'll table this. We'll table this discussion for later.
Chump Slap might actually cook something at home if you didn't remember.
I doubt it.
And then what else did I watch? I watched a couple episodes of It's Always Sunny.
Nice.
Some of the newer ones I forgot were good, like the water park one.
Oh, I love that episode.
That was really good. I think it was season like 13, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty late.
And then Frank falls out a window, which is
Dude, that's one of my favorites.
That's so good too.
and he thinks it's 2006 again.
That whole season and those two episodes, that whole season is good.
I just love the beginning when Charlie sees him fall and he's like going to the window. He's like, Frank, where are you going?
And then the last thing I watched, 'tis the season, time to get into Christmas movies, so I watched Scrooged again.
Oh,
so
snap.
good.
We've championed on this podcast
yeah.
a million times.
Yeah.
Don't need.
I didn't even think I needed to say I watched it again.
I did watch a grown adult who said they were a Bill Murray fan. I met them only Thursday, and
I've never seen it.
they're like, I've never heard of Scrooged. What is that? I'm like, oh, buddy, to be you, and go back and watch it again for the first time.
Right.
Anyway, that's all I did. So how about you, Chump Slap? What are you playing, watching, doing over there?
Well, been playing God of War, Ragnarok.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good?
Oh, it's fucking great. You know how
Yeah.
God of War games
Yeah,
are.
I know how they go.
It's pretty much, it's a God of War game.
Do you still have the Blades of Chaos?
Yeah.
Oh, the Blades of whatever they are you have.
Chaos.
Chaos.
In God of War 3.
I still think they're called the Blades of Chaos.
No, they're the Blades of Athena in 2, and then the Blades of something else.
Well, not in the new God of War. I still think they're Chaos, right?
No, you didn't have them after the first God of War.
Well, he called them the Blades of Chaos 2.
Okay. Also,
I don't know what he calls them. You got the blades and you got the
So you start with them, you don't
hatchet.
have
Yeah.
to... Okay, that's good at least.
I just got a third weapon. I don't want to talk about it, but that always happens in God of War.
Yeah.
too.
Is it sick? Tell me it's sick.
Oh, it's fucking pretty nice.
Probably Thor's
All right.
hammer or something like that.
It's something.
No,
It's definitely not that. That would be
I have no idea what it
stupid.
is. I'm trying to like not do spoilers for it.
Yeah, that's why
I know. I have to ignore so many YouTube videos.
Yeah. So yeah, it's fucking awesome. But that's all I've been playing. I watched a couple things though.
Oh yeah,
Well, tell us.
Well, Scrooged, of course.
nice.
At least we all watch that.
Watched Krampus. I don't
that's a
think
good
I've
one,
ever
too.
seen it before.
You never saw the Krampus?
No.
With Adam Scott and...
Yeah.
I listeners, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we had this exact conversation like a year ago, where Syintist and I were championing Krampus and saying you got to watch it, and then
Very
both of
possible.
us being surprised you didn't see it yet because it's right up your alley.
Yeah. I don't know why I've never. I swear I watched another one.
Dude,
Maybe
the
it was called
gingerbread and
Krampus.
Yeah, there's like 7 movies
Yeah.
named Krampus.
Yeah, there are more than one Krampuses.
Yeah, it's damn
The
good.
gingerbread men make the whole movie.
So good. I also watched Jack Frost. You ever see that one?
The snowman one?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
Jesus
bought that
Christ.
from Kmart on VHS in high school.
Brag.
It's a good one. It's good.
Yes, Shannon Elizabeth.
Yeah.
I just remember, like, I saw it when it came out, not in the theater, but it was one of those we rented it as teenagers to get like
Right.
spooked out.
Right.
Oh, like Troll.
Right. I didn't understand that it was supposed to be fucking absurd. Like I didn't get it.
Oh, so you're like, this is stupid.
Yeah, I was like, this is a terrible, dumb horror movie. This is ridiculous. It's so bad.
How does
I managed to watch it.
Yeah. How does he get genetically altered to become snow? It doesn't even make sense.
I know. Yeah, exactly. I was totally a killjoy about it. Absolutely.
Nah, it's fun. It's a good time.
It holds up.
Sure. Let's say it does.
As much as you think it will.
Yeah. I also watched this movie called Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge.
I don't
I'm
think
listening.
either of us have comment on
It's
that.
like an 80s movie. Pauly Shore's in it.
It's a shore vehicle?
It is. I didn't even know when I put it on. It was just like some stupid 80s movie, like Phantom of the Opera in a mall. This kid gets burnt, and he lives in the basement of the mall, and he fucking kills people. And
So it really is Phantom of the Opera in a mall.
yeah. And in the 80s, it's something, dude. If you're a Pauly Shore head, which
We all
you
are.
probably are, you should give it a watch because he has it. I don't know if it's his first acting, but it's pretty early in his career. Let's say that.
Yeah, he has. I'm looking it up now, but he has like a 1-episode drop-ins on a bunch of TV shows before this, and that's it.
Yeah.
And a TV movie.
Yeah, he plays like I just go
3
watch
years
it.
before Encino Man, by the way.
Really?
When his career really took off.
Yeah,
This
when
is
he
what
blew up.
started it, man. But like
He did.
you should watch it.
He did Encino Man in 92, Son-in-Law in 93, In the Army Now in 94, and Jury Duty in 95, Biodome in 96, and then he went away forever.
That's a good 5-year run. Most people can't do that.
Well, then he didn't he try to come back with that Pauly Shore's Dead movie or something?
I think
I
that was
mean,
in
yeah,
like
sure.
2010.
Yeah.
He was in plenty of other stuff, but he didn't like have the same level of success with Limp Bizkit's Break Stuff music video that he did.
Oh, yeah. He was in that. I forgot about that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's all I did. Oh, and I also was reading a news article that said, and the children were underfed. And I saw the word underfed, and I was like, what the fuck is underfed?
The children were underfed. Makes just as much sense.
I was like, oh. I just felt like such
really
an idiot.
funny.
You should.
Underfed. We should have saved that news for what we got coming up next, which is the Plotty Time vibe check.
Ooh, you feel that vibe?
I think the most important news we're going to start with is Amazon Studios and NBA star Stephen Curry's company are going to make a movie based on Toe Jam and Earl.
Ooh, who's playing Toe Jam? Who's playing Earl?
I like that. Better be animated.
It's a good there's not much known about it, just that Amazon Studios is teaming up with Story Kitchen and Unanimous Media. Unanimous Media is what NBA superstar Stephen Curry is a producer of. So basically he threw money at it to be a producer and make more money.
Makes sense.
Gotta spend money to make money.
Amos Vernon and Nunzio Randazzo, who wrote the recent Hotel Transylvania movie, are writing the script. So I hope it's good. I'd like to see it be good.
I don't know anything about Hotel Transylvania, but
I mean, it's a cartoon.
yeah.
He's got Adam Sandler.
It's a kid's movie, basically, where Adam Sandler's Dracula and his daughter
I can't remember who does her. And
falls in love with a dopey guy who's
Andy Samberg.
yes.
Oh,
He does
yeah.
her voice, so.
Yeah. I know.
And they
about
get
it.
3 movies out of that shit.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
in other news, NFT news, how many Donald Trump NFTs did you guys buy? Be honest.
So many, dude.
Dude, I maxed out my credit card.
I mean, normally we wouldn't talk about this specifically, but this is just so.
They're so bad.
Dude, it's right in line with everything else. I don't know why anybody's
I know.
surprised.
It's
When you turn the grift up to things that people already know are grifts and use and worthless.
Seriously.
it's I mean, it's both the most predictable and least predictable thing that could possibly happen.
Yeah.
Like, if you asked me to write every major event that's going to come out in 2023, Donald Trump plus NFTs might have been on there. But I'd be like, but it would have been like the long shot.
Right.
Like,
I like how you said it
Donald
was a
Trump would come
major thing that happened.
well,
pretty major.
It's just so fucking
Did you watch the
pathetic.
video?
No.
I just saw the clips of him talking. I didn't see the rest.
Yeah, that's all I saw. And some screenshots of the cards.
Dude, it's fucking unbelievable. It's fucking hilarious.
It's something, man.
And people are just going to buy it all up.
I can't wait to hear people bitch that they never got anything for their money.
Oh, like they'll finally figure out how NFTs actually work.
No, they'll be like, well, where's my money? You said they were like baseball cards. I didn't get anything. And Like the people
you
who are
don't think
buying
he's
them are
actually
stupid enough to think that they're getting something physical. You know what I mean?
Oh, like it never came in the mail. Where's my print?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be surprising at all.
No.
It's all very predictable these days.
I'll let you know which ones I pull.
Just think of the dumbest fucking thing that could possibly happen. That's what's going to happen.
No, you can't compete with reality. The Onion.
Yeah,
I'm surprised
absolutely.
the Onion's still in business because they can't top most of the
They're just
headlines that are
predicting
real
the
there.
future
Yeah.
at this point.
Have you ever gone to the subreddit Not the Onion?
Oh, yeah. That's scary.
It's fucking terrifying. It's articles you would assume are Onion articles, but they're really not.
Yeah. Like this one.
Like this. This one would have been front and center, not the Onion, for sure. But talking about other TV shows and properties that are coming along, Amazon also confirmed it's making a God of War TV show.
That's going to suck.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to give it a chance. It's going to suck.
It's being adapted by the folks behind The Expanse and The Wheel of Time.
Who's gonna play Kratos?
I don't know if it's going to be like an animated thing or if it's a live action. or
Oh,
what the story
animated.
is.
That's even worse.
Dude, I hope it's all practical gore effects.
Oh, like they
I
really
want-
go for it.
I want
Yeah.
stop and go animation,
Ooh, that's pretty good.
like
Like
old
the-
Sinbad movies.
Or like
The
that.
Harryhausen stuff.
Yeah. Or like the Christmas
Jason and the Argonauts. That
No,
whole-
no, I was talking about Sinbad the actor.
house guest.
yeah.
Why is this the second fucking Sinbad conversation I've had in the last week? This is crazy.
It's the
You
way it
only
works,
have
man.
two?
Yeah, we were talking about House Guest. It was fucking great. Anyway, so Sinbad, new movie coming out. So, no, I mean, they say a bunch of stuff about how, oh, it's such a rich and inviting story and it looks amazing. And then it's just, you know.
They told the story perfectly in the games.
Yeah.
If it's going to be like that, if it was,
I mean,
they just tell the story exactly how it was told.
I wonder if they're going to start with the Greek god stuff or if they're going to start with the new version.
Oh,
why don't
that's a
we
good
wait
question.
until they tell us more about it?
What
Because
fun is that?
Oh, you got a point.
this is a season finale.
I mean,
we
it could-
got to leave them on a cliffhanger.
If it was like Castlevania was done, I guess that could be all right. But that's kind of like the stories, the games.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows, man?
I mean, look, I hope it's good. I really do. I hope the Last of Us show is good. I hope this is good. I hope the Fallout show is good. We're getting a fucking deluge of video game themed things in 2023. Again, a lot of them. And I hope they're all great. I really do.
if you would have told a less cynical me in high school that this was coming out, I'd been like, that's fucking sweet.
I would have been like, what the hell is God of War? And how come I've never heard of it?
All right. Well,
But also Amazon Games now, we're going to games. They are set to publish the next Tomb Raider game. So we are going to see a new Tomb Raider game.
are they going to reboot the series?
I don't know.
I haven't played a Tomb Raider in so long. I think I played the first of the first reboot, and that was two.
Which I love. It was just Tomb Raider, right? They just
Yeah.
called it
Yeah.
Tomb Raider.
and that was like 2 reboots ago.
And I liked it. I don't know why I never played anything after it.
I liked it too, but it was one of those situations where the sequel to that, I think it was Shadow of the Tomb Raider,
Yeah,
maybe.
that was it.
It came out like too soon. And I was like, I don't want to play it just yet. And then
Yeah.
That
like
was that.
Assassin's
Then you're
Creed.
behind.
I'm behind. Then I'm like, well, it's like Assassin's Creed. I'm already 4 games behind. I guess I'm done.
Yeah,
with
he
the
might as well
series.
not fucking do it now. Yeah.
Which is a horrible way to think because they've had so many good Assassin's Creed games since then.
Yeah, just wait for the next Michael Fassbender movie about it.
Perfect. Will it be as amazing as the last one?
I hope so. It's gonna be hard to
Only
top.
time will tell.
Only time will tell. And then in the final piece of news, Cyberpunk 2077 is going to get a Game of the Year edition, guys.
Game of the year.
Didn't it come out this year?
last
No, it
year.
did not. Did not come out this year.
The PS5 version finally came out this year.
How many times do we have to talk about how dumb Game of the Year versions are?
I don't understand why can't they just call it like the complete edition
Yeah.
and then just put all the DLC in it or whatever.
Yeah, well, it doesn't make
Cyberpunk-
There is no. Was there DLC?
Yeah, there was one and I think they're going to come up with another one. They abandoned all the multiplayer
There was a weed
stuff.
pack you could buy for your guns.
Well, I think we know.
I really think it's funny that everyone's like, "Guys, go play Cyberpunk. It's a great game now." I'm like, I don't think it is.
No, I played it when it was fixed, as mostly fixed.
I was just, who gave them a Game of the Year? Cyberpunk 2077 magazine?
CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't have to anymore. Remember we
Yeah,
talked
we
about
talked about
this
this.
before.
It's all flat circle.
Okay, so maybe this is a little far-reaching, but this is the quote. The head guy at CD Projekt Red, the people who made Cyberpunk, they made The Witcher 3 too. So
3
he was
also.
saying 3 also. No, 3-2.
Yeah, it's coming out next soon.
Okay.
His quote was, "It was the same with The Witcher, which, after both expansions, was finally released as a Game of the Year edition and has been on the market that way ever since. The same can be expected in this case."
Yeah, but Witcher actually probably won Game of the Year awards.
I just think he's misspeaking. Like, I think he's talking about a definitive edition. I don't think they're going to call it the Game of the Year.
He's like, The Witcher had a Game of the Year. This is going to be the same thing.
I mean, Far Cry 6 got a Game of the Year, too. Remember we talked about that?
Yeah.
And who the fuck named that thing? Just make it the complete edition or the definitive edition or the full experience. Just name it Game of the Year if you won a Game of the Year award. A real one.
Right.
Don't even name it Game of the Year. Just
Yeah, don't even use that. That's dumb. Name it. I got no.
Turbo Deluxe Edition.
Like Street Fighter.
Yeah. X plus Alpha.
The game comes out. Everyone likes it. It gets voted Game of the Year. And then they're like, all right, now time for the Game of the Year edition. What are you trying to prove? Like, it already won Game of the Year. You
Yeah,
already
it's
got all the
already sold.
accolades.
Like, how much more are you going to sell?
Fucking bastards. I also had a bunch of news about the Call of Duty, or not Call of Duty, the Activision Sony kerfluffle, but it's mostly the same news from last week. The feds are suing now to stop the deal, but it's probably going to go through anyway because they all do these days.
Yeah, that always happens.
Bobby Kotick, the head of Activision, who we talked about several times for being a misogynistic piece of garbage,
Right.
allegedly he's still in charge, and he wrote an internal letter saying, this is still going to go through, don't worry about this little thing.
Yeah. We do this all the time.
Yeah, so
All
also
right.
they're in trouble in the EU. They're investigating them for antitrust practices, so we'll see where that goes. They're just going to join forces. It's going to happen eventually.
Yeah. Whatever. Who cares?
But that's all we got for the Plotty Time vibe check.
Ooh, I'm vibing on that.
So how about we get to it? How about we get to the game? How does that sound?
All right.
What game?
Well, this week we are talking about a game I'd never heard of before.
No, me neither.
It is called ObScure.
Ooh.
Ooh, how obscure.
Is it supposed to be obscure because the S is capitalized too?
I thought it was obscure.
Obscure. It doesn't matter. Anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't.
This game was released April 6th, 2005.
Wow.
Number one song in the country. Anybody have a guess? Because once I say the first couple lines, you're going to get it real fast.
I'll just wait for you to say the lines.
2005, huh? Couldn't tell you.
And so far, the people are saying that it needs to be delivered as Bentley. So here we go.
It's not going to change.
I'll take you to the candy shop. I'll let you lick a lollipop. Go ahead, girl. Don't you stop.
Never heard it.
Go
Keep,
until you hit
I don't
the
know what
spot.
it sounds familiar.
keep going.
No, fine. I'll take you to the candy shop. What one taste of what I got?
All right.
I'll have you spending all you got. Keep going till you hit the spot. Whoa!
I don't know what it is.
It's Candy Shop, I think.
It is Candy Shop. Do you know who the artist is?
Bentley.
Now it is.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
50 Cent.
Oh, come on.
He wrote the song Candy Shop and he released it after Into Club and everyone pretended that they loved Candy Shop even though it's a terrible song.
What are you
It's
talking
real
about? It's
bad.
number one.
Yeah.
So it can't be bad? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Number one movie in the country. Like I said, April 6th, 2005. I got the tagline for you guys. It is Adventure has a new name. Adventure has a new destination.
2005.
Adventure. New name.
Tomb Raider.
You're not that far off, but I'll give you the synopsis, so jump in whenever you got it. Seasoned adventurer Dirk Pitt sets out, I swear that's what his name is, sets out for the African desert with his sarcastic companion in search of a ship rumored to have vanished long ago.
Oh, Sahara.
It is Sahara.
I have no
Attaboy.
idea what that is.
It's the, what's his name's in it? The
Steve Zahn,
McConaughey, too.
Matthew McConaughey,
Yeah.
Penelope Cruz.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that movie. I like it.
Well, there you go. Also, this day in history, April 6th, 1893, Nabisco Foods invents cream of wheat. How about that? I'm running out of things to pick.
Damn.
about that?
I was wondering when that happened.
You might have to cut that part of the whole thing here soon.
Well, it's the thing about it is, all right. So games usually, historically, have released on Tuesdays, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in a 4-year cycle with the leap year in there, Tuesday, like there's just 4 different dates that these games are going to come out. 4 different types of Tuesdays. So it's always hitting the same dates over and over again. So when I see the history, I just keep seeing the same facts over and over. And I'm like, oh, I got to scroll down to the bottom, I guess.
That's weird. It's wild.
It was released for PS2 and Xbox, developed by Hydrovision Entertainment, published by Dreamcatcher Interactive. It is a single-player or co-op survival horror game. And since I picked it, you guys just want me to just roll into this?
Yep.
Fucking go at it, bro.
I took a lot of notes, and I didn't edit as well as I should have, so this is going to be a journey for all of us. But it takes place at a fictional high school called Leafmore High, and there are 5 main characters, and from what I read, you could switch between the 5 playable characters, and they all have their own unique talents.
Yeah.
But when you're not playing with those characters, they are computer controlled and continue on with whatever they were going to do, so they might get themselves killed.
That's cool.
Oh, interesting.
You could also have a second player join up, because I don't know if you guys noticed this in the video. I don't know which video you guys watched, but usually there's always 2 of them together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so like someone else can jump in with a controller and be that person.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
So now the 5 main characters, I'll just go over their personalities real quick. You got Josh Carter. He's a school newspaper reporter, and his special ability is he tells you if there are any other things to get in the area, like storyline items.
Mm-hmm.
What a dork.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
He's like a school newspaper reporter detective, cool guy.
Oh, yeah.
Always
real
has the
fucking
camera.
Cool.
And then we got Stanley Jones, the burnout pot smoking guy who is good friends with Josh. He can help you. He's kind of a bad kid, you know.
Oh, yeah. He's a hacker, too.
Yeah, so he can hack stuff. He can help you pick locks, get into rooms.
Classic stoner.
yeah.
Classic overachieving stoner, all right? And then you've got a guy by the name of Kenny Matthews. He's a varsity athlete, Shannon's older brother. He's basically like the tough guy. He's good at fighting. Then you got Shannon Matthews, Kenny's sister, who's a lot smarter than him, but she dresses sexy so people don't think she's a nerd. That was in the official description. I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird. She wears a short skirt because it's only takes place in one day.
Yeah, I don't want people to think I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
Better dress in pencil skirts. So then her whole thing is she heals people and she provides clues to puzzles and stuff.
Right.
Because she's super smart. And then you've got Ashley Thompson, who is the cheerleader and Kenny's girlfriend, who's also good with weapons. And she has a special rapid pistol fire shot that deals extra damage.
Oh, snap.
Oh, extra damage.
There's also other characters, but, we'll get to them as they come up.
Right on.
Whew, so story time. We start with, I forgot to mention this, but the front cover of the game, and this is what I was mentioning to you guys before we started recording. I swear to you, and you can look this up yourself, the front cover of the PC edition says, featuring music by Sum 41.
Yeah.
I did see that.
And Span.
Never heard of Span.
No, me neither, but okay, so this is the most mid-2000s game I've ever seen. I think it took a lot of inspiration from, like, The Faculty.
Right.
You start with some rad basketball moves from Kenny, and you get, like, your intro to each character. You don't learn anything about them, but it's like an opening TV credit sequence. You just see their name.
Yeah, it was interesting.
And then Kenny with a bitchin' soundtrack. We got to figure out who that soundtrack was. Might have been Sum 41.
It had to be, dude.
Who else could it be?
Span.
Exactly, one of those two. Because it didn't say and more. It just said
No,
those.
yeah. It's just
Video games were still trying to figure out where they needed to spend extra money. So Kenny heads into the locker room after his basketball session, and Ashley, his girlfriend, calls him. She's like, it's date night. Don't be late. Are you just getting out of school? What are you doing, bro? And then he gets off the phone. He turns around. His gym bag is gone.
Which is weird.
Like, what the fuck? So he sees the door closed, so he goes after it, and he pursues this gym bag thief to an old mansion, which I guess is next door to the school. I think that's what they said. And
something like that.
Oh.
Or nearby, and he heads into the basement. He finds the secret passage that leads to a weird corridor that looks like some kind of sciencey bullshit.
Right.
And then he also finds his classmate Dan in a cell. So Dan's like emaciated. He's all jacked up. He's like, you gotta get me out of here. So you get him out. You start running. You get chased by this huge monster who ends up killing Dan like hard. Like there's a lot of gore in this game, which I appreciate.
Yeah. And Dan had a gun.
That's right. He did a lot of these high school kids just finding guns in the school, which is confusing.
It's interesting.
I'll let it slide.
Yeah.
It was the mid-2000s, guys. Things were weird.
Yes, they were.
And then Kenny gets to the ladder. He starts heading up the ladder, but the trap door above him gets closed by somebody.
Oh,
And
no.
Kenny's like, no, and the door slams shut.
Oh, God. So he's trapped there all night?
Well, who knows? Because we're at the next day now. And Ashley, Kenny's girlfriend, is talking to Shannon. Kenny's sister, and they're like, hey, what the fuck's with your brother? He stood me up. And she's like, what are you talking about? I assume he slept at your place. He didn't come home last night. And they're like, okay, this is weird. Josh, you know where he is? No. Something's happening. And then Josh is like, look, we got to play it safe. Let's just go to school. We'll meet up at 6 afterwards. We'll investigate. We'll try to figure out what's going on.
Plan to have.
Yeah, why don't they just start right after school?
Why don't they just start now? I mean,
yeah, looks like they can just do whatever they want.
Let's go to school and do what we normally do, and then after everything else fails, we'll do this at 6.
Yeah, I mean, we got a really important history class at 9:30, so I don't know. I can do it after.
Yeah, there's a quiz. I can't miss it.
So then, after Josh pervs on Ashley with his camera a bit, they start investigating at 6 p.m. And then Josh comes across some kind of monster in the vents in the school out of fucking nowhere, and then he runs into Mr. Walden, the bio teacher, who saw this thing coming after Josh. He smashes a window, the light gets in and kills the monster.
So Walden knows how to kill him.
He knows they don't like light.
And he hangs out at the school until 7 o'clock at night.
Which is, I don't know about you guys, but if I'm off of work, it's rare for me to be just hanging out 4 hours later at work.
Yeah,
I don't.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm still there 4 hours, that's like something went wrong. Anyway, so he is injured. He's kind of playing it off. He's like, don't worry about it. You're like, what's going on? He's like, are you guys okay? You need to get the fuck out of here. I'm going to go call the cops, but you need to find Principal Friedman so he can let you out.
Oh, God. Friedman.
The only way you can get out the only way you can get out is if somebody lets you out.
They just smashed a window. You could climb out a fucking window.
They usually have those bars on them.
Yeah, they didn't look like they did, though.
So they make their way back inside. Shannon runs into Stan, the stoner guy dicking around a computer. He wasn't part of this search party. He was just still there dicking around on a computer.
I think he said he was changing his grades or something, right?
Well, yeah, cool hacker guy stuff.
Yep.
Just like Ferris Bueller.
Exactly.
And then Shannon tells him, like, there are these monsters running around. And he's like, are you high? Which is funny because he's a stoner. Get it?
Oh, that makes sense.
That was a joke.
Everything around him is super weird. And he's like, this is all strange. Your monster story is cool and whatever. But yeah, no one's around. I'm just going to go with you. We'll see where this goes. So they come across an answering machine, and it's Mrs. Wixon. Is that her name?
What? Yeah, Wixon.
Wixon, yeah.
That's such an unnatural
It is.
last
It
name.
just feels weird.
So Ms. Wixon is the school nurse. She had left a message to get the principal to come to her, and then she's like, you got to come here, check this out, blah, blah, blah. It was kind of distressed, but not really.
Yeah.
And then the second message, she's like, holy shit, the experiment's gone bad, and I need your help right now. It's much more frantic. And then Ashley finds an old-timey picture showing the principal has a twin.
Get the fuck out.
That's weird. You guys think that'll come up later?
No.
I doubt it.
Probably not. But they find a note that says Principal Friedman's in the library. So they go there.
Oh,
Which
sweet.
is weird, because how would you know that note was contemporary?
That is a good point. It's a note. It could be from
50 years ago, yeah.
They use disappearing ink at this school.
Why does everyone know the principal's still there is also a good question.
He's the first one in the morning and the last one to leave at night.
And who is that note for?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. A lot of questions. But you head to the library. You find Principal Friedman reading some weird-ass monster books. And he is real pissed you're still on school.
Why are you here?
Yeah. Well, that would
What are
be
you doing
annoying.
here?
It's like, what are you doing on school property at this
Yeah.
time?
You're supposed to be home 3 hours ago.
Seriously. Get out of
Stan's
here.
like, look, bro, there are monsters running around shit. Like, this is not cool, man.
No, it's
And
not.
Principal Friedman's like, look, I don't have the keys. You guys need to just fucking go home. We'll take care of it. Just chill out. Go find the janitor. He'll let you out. And then you just like quickly peek at what he's reading. It's some weird dark magic shit. And you're like, whatever, we'll find the janitor.
Yeah.
So Josh heads out to one of the buildings. He finds the janitor, but just parts of the janitor.
Oh, shit.
No.
This game got real gnarly real fast.
Is this what happens at every school after you leave?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, me neither.
I never
trying
saw
to
the
think of-
janitor more than once.
I feel like the janitor is definitely a job where they left at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
From what I gathered, they just drank alone in the janitor room after they were done cleaning.
Yeah, that's what our janitor did.
I don't
Puff some
remember our
fainting.
janitor ever being drunk, but
No.
I also was not nearly aware of that at that age.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so the janitor is ripped apart, gnarly, heads in a different spot, or if it's not even there. But you find a security tape on old school VHS, well, or just VHS. You're like, oh, what's this? And you play it in the security system there, and it shows Miss Wixon pleading for help into one of the cameras.
Right.
Yeah, like he's just recording closed circuit TVs.
Yeah.
And then you get another tape, and you see the night that Kenny disappeared. And basically you follow him, like leaving the school, going into the mansion. But behind him was Principal Friedman. So it's one to think that he's the guy that locked him in the basement.
Friedman must have fucking taken Kenny.
And then Friedman leaves the building. So you assume he locked in Kenny, he left the building. So then the camera keeps recording. Some whole other fucking guy shows up. He goes into the building, a little bit of time lapses, and he runs out being chased by monsters. So whoever this fucking guy was, he's the guy that let all the monsters out of whatever that bottom cell and experiment area was.
The basement.
The basement area. It's like a Resident Evil game where there's a fucking secret hidden lab miles under the
Yeah,
surface.
now there's monsters all around that
Yeah.
escaped.
You have to find keys.
So I know I sometimes talk shit on games for not explaining how things happen. This one just fed it to me. They're like, look, this asshole opened the door. And now his place is filled with monsters. You also find another tape that shows Kenny is in a cell and he looks alive. Again, no idea when that's from, but it's really all you got to go on. So you're like, all right, well, we got to see if Kenny's still there.
It's got to be in the last 24 hours.
Yeah. But, I mean, it could have been 24 hours ago.
True.
And then you work your way back to the infirmary because you had to, see what Miss Wixon's getting up to with her pleas for help. And she's just lost her mind talking about some fucking Leonard guy.
Who?
Yeah, who could that be?
She's all over the place. And then later you find some documents. They talk about Leonard and Herbert Friedman from 1899.
Well, that must have been his father, grandfather, something.
Yeah,
It
it
had
must
to have
have
been. Had to be. So you keep going and you run into Walden, the bio teacher, and he's still looking for Friedman, still hasn't found him. And you're like, yo, we saw him in the library. That was a while ago, though. And he's like, all right, fucking fine. I'm going to go get him. And then I believe you're in the video I watched, I suppose it could be anybody, but in the video I watched, it was Stan. And he's like, hey, you have the key to the basement. Can we get that? And he's like, what?
Oh,
he's like,
yeah.
yeah, we want to get into the basement. And he's like, fuck, whatever. Friedman's over here. I got to go talk to Friedman. Take it. What the hell? And he just throws him the key.
I have Josh got the key from Walton in my notes.
It depends
might
on who
also
you're
be.
playing at that point.
I
probably.
guess so, yeah.
And then later on, Stan sees a bunch of pictures in an amphitheater that show just the school pictures from the times throughout history. And he sees in every single one that Principal Friedman is there, and he doesn't look like he aged a single day in all that time.
Well, that's weird.
That is weird. I wonder how that happened.
I wonder what's going on there.
I'm starting to think it might be something spooky.
I still think it's his grandfather, right? Just had the same name.
Maybe the documentation isn't perfect. It was a long time ago. Maybe Leonard's his grandfather or his dad, and
Yeah, who knows?
or his grandpa. Guys, it's none of that. I'm talking to the listeners. It's none of that. So you head up an elevator. You find another monster that appears to at one point have been a woman. She's like a mini boss, you would call it. They named her the Queen in the documentation. I don't know if that's actually what they call it.
Yeah, she looks like a Pizza the Hut.
Oh, I bet Jabba the Hut, but Pizza Hut's just as accurate.
A mix between Jabba and pizza.
There you go.
And you could still murder her with guns. So whatever. You do that, and you work your way into the basement. And you find a bunch of mutated test subjects in the cells you need to fight, and a bunch of experiments. And then you find Kenny. You stumble onto him, locked into his cell. And you're like, oh, shit, you're still alive. He's like, yeah, get me the fuck out of here. And then everyone saw this coming. Friedman throws in some knockout gas.
Oh, classic Friedman, dude.
How could you not see it coming?
You see how old that knockout gas was? Must have been at least 100 years old.
Oh, this is another hint. And then you wake up in the cell next to Kenny, so you're both in the cell. And I don't know how exactly this happened, but he's able to bust everyone out. And he's like, hey, we're all injected with a toxin now, and we're going to become one of those monsters. We have until sunrise to figure this shit out. I don't know why Kenny knew that. Maybe
Yeah.
they told him when they injected him. I don't know.
Who the
But
hell
he's like,
knows?
we're all fucked now. We got injected.
Huh.
So you're like, well, if it's an antidote, sounds like some nurse shit. Miss Wixon must know what's up. So you go to see her again, and she's all bloodied and beaten to shit. And she tells you that Friedman went too far, and there's actually is an antidote to all this, but it's in the basement of the secret lab.
By way of the garden.
And it's accessible through the garden entrance. And then you search the basement, you find you find a key to Alan Gardner's diary.
Who?
Some guy by the name of Alan Gardner wrote a whole bunch of facts. The diary says that there were 26 cases of people missing near the high school. The high school was founded by Herbert and Leonard Freeman in 1902. He also has a marriage certificate for Miss Wixon and Leonard Freeman.
Yeah, this was just a huge dump of information.
Yeah, I'm just reading off this fucking book. They were also doing some wild experiments. They did a trip to Africa to find a plant named Mortophilia, which became the basis to their experiment. Then Leonard went missing, and that there are answers behind this locked door with some statue puzzles, and I guess that's as far as Alan got. Okay. So now you're up to date with all of Alan's life work, and you run into the bio teacher again, Warden, who is thrilled about this antidote situation. And he's like, "Can I see your map real quick?"
Yeah, real fucking smooth.
And they're like, "Yeah, this is what we got from there." It's like, "Cool," and he just starts walking away with it. They're like, "Give us the map." He's like, "Fuck you," and he coughs up spores, so you know he's not in a good way himself.
Oh.
Why won't you just follow him? Be like, oh, if he finds it, we can grab it.
Might have been a good idea. You should be writing these video games.
Yeah, right. Probably would have been too easy then.
So then you see a cutscene now where Walden, the bio teacher, is holding a gun to Friedman, and he's demanding the antidote. He says, "I'm going to shoot you in the guts if you don't give me the antidote." He's actually holding a briefcase, right?
Yeah, so you assume that's the antidote.
And then he's like, "I'm going to shoot you if you don't give it up." He doesn't, or does he? Either way, Warden shoots Friedman, and then from behind, he gets attacked by a horribly mutated Leonard Friedman.
No.
Oh my God, he did come back.
So now you're fighting Uber Leonard, as I called him, who is like, I mean, we've seen this boss. It's like an amalgamated mass with arms and fucking limbs and mouths and faces.
Yeah. It's a Resident Evil final boss.
Right.
Like a mix between Jabba the Hutt and Pizza the Hut, but two stories tall. And then you boss fight him, you get past the first stage, and the roof collapse, which crushes him, like fucks him up a little bit.
Yeah, you assume he's dead.
But reveals that you're just under the gym this whole time.
Oh my God.
And then you finish the second part with Leonard getting hit by sunlight and turning into a righteous skeleton. And then you have two endings to this game.
Oh, interesting.
There are two conditions to meet. Either all 5 students survive and you get the good ending, or 1 or more of the students die and you get the bad ending. Not a lot of leeway with the bad ending, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the good ending, all 5 students surviving. So you see Kenny and Ashley make up. Josh and Shannon get to take a breather, and Stan recovers the briefcase. When he's bending down to get it, the Walden monster rises to attack him, and then Stan jumps back and shoots him in the head with a bullet.
Oh, snap.
So Warden's dead. All the bad guys are dead. They take the antidote. Bob's your uncle.
All right.
So then, assuming 1 or more of the students die, whoever you're currently playing as walks away in the gym after injecting themselves with the cure. You see a short scene with a funeral happening for the victims of Leafmore, and then the coffin suddenly emits a dark cloud of smoke, suggesting the corpse is infected with the virus and could affect everyone at the funeral.
Which doesn't make sense, because wasn't it held in the daylight?
Yeah.
And the daylight killed the smoke every other time.
That's a good point.
Maybe it was a rainy day.
Kind of like November rain.
I wasn't thinking that at all, but
Why not?
Well, that's it. That's a game. We got through it.
Yeah, that was a game.
It was a game we talked about. Then let's go ahead and move into final thoughts.
Ooh, let's do that.
And for the last final thoughts of the year, Dr. Syintist.
you saying Chump Slap should go first?
I think you never go first.
I feel like it's been a while since Syintist.
I swear, right?
So Chump Slap has some questions.
Pretty sure I
for
went
Dr.
first
Syintist.
last week.
No, I just listened to it.
I know you
Dr.
didn't.
Side, ask him questions, fucking Chump Slap.
All right,
Ask
yeah,
him.
listen. Did watching this video make you want to play ObScure? Was the story pretty good, or was it kind of a snore? And out of 27 stars, how many do you give ObScure?
Perfect. No notes.
Would I play it? I don't know. Probably not. Reminds me a lot of Resident Evil, and I probably wouldn't play those.
Right.
Okay.
So I'll just put it that way. The story worked for me. I mean, it was okay. I liked how it wasn't zombie viruses or vampires of some sort.
Yeah, this wasn't really an outbreak. It was like
Yeah, it was like they were trying to gain eternal life, and he screwed up, and he was trying to save his brother or whatever. So it was kind of good like that. And I guess all the creatures that are running around are failed experiments. So I mean, it's not brand new, but
It was sciencey. I'll give you that.
I'll give it for being different and not just another thing. So it'll get a star or two, I guess. But I mean, it was all right. The characters were okay, except for the biology teacher. I don't know what the fuck he was doing the entire time.
Yeah, he was just bland, nothing.
Yeah. Hey, I'm looking for the principal. He went here. All right. Did you find him yet? I can't find him anywhere.
Yeah, what was it? Was he involved with this?
I don't know.
I don't know, but he was.
I don't think so.
He was infected or injected. Maybe he wanted. I don't know. Maybe he's buddy of the principal and he wanted eternal life.
But I mean, I've certainly seen worse, and I think we say that every week.
Yep.
I'll give it 7 wholehearted stars for the end of the year.
All right.
Well, there you go. 7 solid stars.
Yeah, that puts it right with Resident Evil 2. So I found that seems perfect.
Yeah, it's about right.
Okay, well, how about you then, Sir Chump Slap?
What's up, man? You got questions or something?
Did watching this video make you want to play this game now?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
It's the end of the year. He's got to say it.
Did the story work for you, or did it feel like just pushing a huge plow?
Oh, I thought he was gonna say, or did you have a cow?
It's coming.
And what score out of 27 stars you'd give this cow?
You had to say it.
I think we should just have an episode of Poppascotch rhyming words with now.
Cow, plow.
That's it. There's no other words.
Did you say cow?
I didn't. That's 4. Anyway, what do you got?
All right. Did I want to play it? I don't know. Maybe. I don't. Probably not, because it didn't seem like there's much variety in the enemy section. It's either those like feral humans, the Pizza the Hutts, and the end boss. I think that was it.
I think there were like little enemies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nothing crazy. Oh yeah, those little tiny guys that just with flashlights would die. Right? Yeah. So I'm on the fence about playing it. If I had it right here in front of me and nothing else to do, maybe.
Okay. A hard maybe.
A hard meh. Did the story work for me? Yeah, I thought the story was all right. I mean, it's your classic kind of like Outbreak story, but not. I didn't understand how they had eternal life, and sometimes they said UV light would mutate them, and then other ones were dying because of the UV light.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't understand it either. I was just saying.
Where'd those little
Acknowledging
creatures
yes.
come from, too? What were those? What were those little things? That was just part of the darkness? What was
Rats.
this darkness? Were they injecting lab rats?
Sure.
I guess maybe guinea pigs, maybe? Some kind of basis? Some other basis?
Yeah.
Some other starting point? I'm just guessing.
I don't
got
understand how one brother had eternal life and the other one turned into this huge giant crab creature. But, I mean, it is science fiction, so
Yeah.
I'll give it that. So I guess it worked. It worked. Let's just say that. So out of 27 stars, let's see. I'll give it a 9er. It's a slightly better than an 8. So,
Yeah, that's what
Slightly
9
better.
is.
so that's what I'm gonna give it.
That sounds like a 9.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't need to explain anymore. That's what it is. It's a 9. I didn't like how it was just all that one guy's diary that just filled you in on all the shit that actually happened. I'm sure if you read all the articles and shit through the game, it helped out a little more, but that was just annoying. But yeah, there it is. It's a 9.
All right. Well, you got 9. Anybody want to ask me any questions? Or
No, I think we're good.
all right.
I got a couple for you. Did watching this video make you want to play as Kenny?
Okay.
Well, that's a weird one to try to rhyme
Yeah.
with. Did it make you want to play as Stan? Was the story pretty good or was it pretty bland?
I don't like how you switched it up.
Well, Kenny, all right. Was the story pretty good or was it Spenny? Remember Kenny versus Spenny?
No.
What else you got? Let's wrap it
All right, out of 27 stars, what are you giving it?
up. Thanks for asking. I thought there were some positives here for sure. It definitely felt like it saw the success of Resident Evil. It's like, I'm going to make one just like that, but it's going to be high school kids in a high school.
We're going to do like the faculty.
Yeah, the faculty versus.
Yeah. It definitely has a mid-2000s vibe that was definitely there at the time. So it gets points for vibing.
Ooh.
I mean, it was fine. I liked the mystique of the high school being darker than it looks, because everyone knows that high schools are actually evil. They just don't know specifically how yet. In this one, it's monsters being experimented on. But there you go. I don't know why it had to be at the high school either, unless that was just a coincidence.
Well, they built the school there.
Above the lab.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, I mean, the characters were good enough. They were teenagers, but I liked how, in addition to their personalities, they made them good team members with different skills. But the bad guys in this were seriously lacking, because Miss Wixon was in on it from the beginning, but she was basically just gave you some exposition at the end. Like, she didn't do anything else the rest of the game. Leonard, we just read about in books and then have to boss fight him. I feel like we could have added that, like a little bit more to that.
Yeah.
And Mr. Walden, the bio teacher, I still have no idea why he was in this game. So there were some questionable narrative moves there, but all in all, I think it was a good enough story. It tried to throw some twists and turns at you. You got to blow up a high school, so I'll give it an 8. I think an 8's reasonable. It didn't blow me away. It wasn't the most amazing game I've ever seen in my life, but the things it attempted to do well. It did just fine.
Okay, yeah.
Which, if my math is right, that's going to give us a score of 24.
Correct, sir.
7, 8, 9. That gives that's right on line with what we gave No More Heroes 2 weeks ago at 24.
Huh. That's our average.
We gave Disaster Report back on Thanksgiving a 21. And then we gave Saints Row 2 way back in June a 23. So that's kind of the company it's keeping. I think that sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. 100%.
Well, if we got nothing else to say about this, let's go ahead and move into our favorite segment of every week, which is Dr. Syintist's classic 90s album, Lock of the Week.
It's the last 90s lock that you're gonna get, so you better fucking appreciate it.
Man, I wish we would have had that song from the beginning.
Every week, we ask Dr. Syintist for a 100% guaranteed amazing 90s album banger, and he hasn't let us down all year. So for his final 90s album recommendation, what's it going to be, Dr. Syintist?
Well, as all our fans know, it's tied 1919 between you and Chump Slap here.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone knows that. They did it
So we had to do something special. Threw all the rules out.
Oh, shit.
We're gonna see what if you guys can get this album.
Okay.
A banger from the 90s.
Okay.
Released on November 1st, 1994. It's a live album.
Ooh.
Just so you guys know. That's part of the clue. The band wanted to do something different from all the other bands that were doing this. So they included 1 song from their debut album, 4 from their second, 3 from their third, and 6 covers. And only 1 contemporary hit from the band was performed during the entire thing.
Huh.
It's hard to think of a live album from a band you haven't done yet.
I can't think of anything. Live albums. 94.
Maybe you should just throw all the rules out and do it.
Is it?
All I got is No Effects. They suck. I heard they suck live.
No. Did they do 6 covers on that?
I don't know. I never.
I'm throwing a guess out here, and I'm going to say it is Nirvana Unplugged.
You got it, Poppascotch.
Oh, damn, he takes it all.
Oh, I took it
You
all.
came
with
back. You were down so far in the beginning.
I was down so much.
Was that
So
MTV
much.
Unplugged in New York?
Yep.
Fuck.
Great song.
I didn't know they did 6 covers. I remember some of the covers.
Yeah, they did 3 Meat Puppet covers.
Yeah.
David Bowie, Jesus Don't Want Me for Sunbeam, which is by the Vaselines, and Where Did You Sleep Last Night, which is, I don't remember who sings that
Yeah.
originally.
Damn, that's a good album.
Yeah, it's a great album. And the only like hit they had on it was Come As You Are. Of course, All Apologies became a hit after, but
Fair.
I remember when that was first released, and I was like, fucking Nirvana? Because Unplugged was just like Fiona Apple before that or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was like artists who played acoustically. And then I'm like, Nirvana's going to do it? I think A Tribe Called Quest did one, didn't they?
Yeah, and then I think there was a bunch of them before. But I was reading all about it. It was weird because like MTV wanted them to do all their hits, and Kurt Cobain's like, "No, we're gonna do it differently." And then they're like, "Well, why don't you have someone like Eddie Vedder come on?" And he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna have the Meat Puppets on."
Eddie Vedder. Ugh.
Yeah, they weren't happy about having the Meat Puppets on, and then like all the other things. And then there was the first time that Pat Smear was on, like with the band.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and apparently it was supposed to be part of a double album, from what I saw. And then Chris Novoselic and Dave Grohl were like, "We can't do this," because he just shot himself earlier.
Fair, yeah.
And he was like, "No, you're just gonna release it this way."
Damn. That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, great album though. Listen to it.
All right, there you go. Nirvana, live and unplugged in New York. That then is going to take us to our favorite segment of every week, which is Chump Slaps. Who would win in a fight?
We got the fights. We got the fights. Here they go now. Tonight's.
Why didn't you have these both in the beginning? You could have had them the entire time.
I am so glad this is the last who would win the fight. I don't have to think about these anymore. We usually give Chump Slap 3 who would win the fight scenarios, 1 from the game we just discussed, 1 from gaming in general, and 1 from history and or celebrity. This week from the game, I guess we'll throw, Principal Friedman, so the human version,
Right.
just bare knuckle boxing the bio teacher Warden. So he doesn't get to shoot him cheaply or any of this stuff. They just got to fight.
Okay. I'm going to go with Warden because I think Friedman.
He wants it more? I know.
Yeah. Friedman's like 100-something years old. I don't care what kind of injections he's using or whatever. But Warden, I don't think was that old. I don't know.
Looked ancient.
They don't really go into it, but yeah. Plus, he was just a tougher dude. He's stealing maps and shit. So
From children,
tough.
yeah.
steal a map from a child.
Well, there you go. You got Warden in the fight. So, second fight from gaming in general. I don't think I did this, but if I did, how about you listeners don't fucking worry about it. Let me just get away with it for the last one. So, who would win the fight between Kane from Legacy of Kain
Right.
versus Dante from Dante's Inferno?
I'm going with Kane just because,
He's a vampire.
yeah, he's like supernatural. Isn't Dante just a normal dude?
Sort of.
Sort of, but yeah.
No, he got brought back to life. He's some kind of
Yeah, he's like Demon Cade kind of
extra
thing.
mortal being.
Yeah, but Kane was he was cooler in my eyes. Plus, I played those games when I was a kid, so it's a nostalgia trip.
Kane is probably tougher.
Yeah, he's definitely winning. Hands down.
All right, well, there you go. Kane. And then the last one from Celebrity. Who do you think would win in a fist fight between Eminem and Kanye West? Yadoff himself.
Ooh, I don't know. They're both fucking old.
It's harder than you think, isn't it?
How old's Kanye nowadays? I don't know. Eminem's probably my age, so it's not really. Huh.
He's probably a little bit older than you. His first album came out when I was a senior in high school.
Yeah, but he's pretty young. I'm going with Kanye, dude. I don't think that
Okay.
guy feels any pain. I think he could just switch it off and fucking take a beating while
Physically or
flailing.
emotionally. He
Yeah.
feels no pain
Yep. He'll just flail, and Eminem wouldn't know what to do.
because of flail. All right. There you go. Let's say someone had a bunch of words that they wrote about Kanye lately, and don't send those to us. Just put them in your back pocket. But if you want to get to us via email, how would they do that, Sir Chump Slap?
Well, send it to plottytime@gmail.com. You know the deal.
And how would they get to us faster on the socials, Dr. Scientist?
At Plottytime on Instagram or Twitter, or stop by the subreddit and enjoy all the pictures and stuff.
Go to YouTube, like and subscribe there. It really helps us out. Buy stuff from plottytime.com, which takes you to our eBay store, which is 100% legitimate. As always, shout out to Blaine JJ, Drago the Slago, Hamman, and the man in our hearts, Luis Guzman. More importantly, don't trust Dr. Scientist, and we'll talk to you next time. Peace.
Peace.